allow me to introduce to you the cast of Make Sure It's Me. Every time I think about it, I get a big lump in my throat. How exciting it is. We're doing something that has not been done before. We did recruit one actress, Kelly.
Woo! Thank God.
The rest of the folks on stage are actual vets or wives of vets.
My acting experience is nil. I have no acting experience whatsoever, so a little nervous here.
The play is called Make Sure It's Me, and the playwright is Kate Werner.
And she wrote this play about veterans returning from combat and being in a VA hospital.
And when we discovered the play, we knew that it was a really wonderful play and an important play.
I worked for almost a year trying to get the monies and the ways to get it done. Nothing worked until...
Let's do it a different way. Let's have the play read by the people who lived what the play is about.
You know, vets are wonderful people, and you give them a mission, and they're on it.
We have had a total, a few minutes more and a few minutes less, but we have had a total of 12 and a half hours of rehearsal on this piece. We got together 2.5 nights ago. We got together Monday night and read through this. We've worked together 2 more rehearsals since then, and now we're going to read this for you. If I had a gift that I could give all of you, if I could just give you this incredible gift, it would be the experience that I've had over the last 72 hours.
Dr. Alpern, he called me up and said, hey, I got this great plan going on here. We're looking at doing a play. I was a bit nervous. I was a bit reluctant to say yeah, but as he was telling me more about it and the impact of it and the goal of the play, I just kind of jumped right in and said yeah. Well, it took like 5 minutes, and I said yeah. I was scared out of my mind, shaking in a coffee shop, but I said yeah. So.
Act 1, Scene 1. As the Iraq War grows into an all-out insurgency, the number of American casualties is rapidly being driven up by a new kind of homemade bomb, IEDs, improvised explosive devices. This signature weapon of the insurgency is giving rise to a signature injury, concussive brain damage caused by repeated close-range exposure to these blasts.
I can't remember what I had for breakfast.
You remember my rank?
Because you never stop telling it to everyone.
To cerebellum.
Huh?
Don't you listen to anything the doc says?
I do. I try. It all flushes out of my brain like a running toilet.
I am honored to have been part of this. Like a lot of us, we were very uncomfortable being in this role. None of us want to be on stage.
I told everyone a machine was to be used only under
I know.
supervision. Well, for goodness sake, Annie, what were you thinking?
I can't think. Can't we all have a funeral for my old self? It's gone.
Annie Amano's fine.
I hate this new self, Dr. Fitch. It does dumb things. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Well, unless their Humvees take a direct hit, these guys dust off and drive on. They don't realize how badly these blasts can hurt their brains. It's like football players. They don't know.
But I don't get it. It's not like football. They don't hit anything.
No, true, but their brains get smacked all the same. It's because of the huge blast of wind these IED explosions give off. They call it the shock wave. It slams anyone within 300 feet with a massive change in air pressure.
Acting, not so cool. It's pretty heavy for everyone. I mean, I think anyone sitting up here has probably had some experience or exposure to it, and I think it's just pretty heavy. And you know, we had some direction from Brad, you know, to be in the moment, and that's the hardest thing to do, you know. And I think for a lot of us, again, we're not actors or somewhat professional, so yeah, I think at some point most of us were probably trying to choke back either tears or then interject some humor to subside the tears and fight it. Yeah, so it's hard, but it's important to all of us, and that's why we're all here.
Why are you crying?
God in heaven, stop pushing me.
So she had not anticipated that it would be read or performed by vets.
No, she has produced it a couple of times, but she thought it might be too emotional or too difficult.
Traumatic.
Yeah, for vets to put it on. I disagreed.
Like
even up until last week, I was on the brink, and I told him this in a phone call, that I was thinking of bailing because I had a personal situation that gave me a lot of anxiety. And he goes, well, you know, what difference would it make? Like, if you didn't come, you'd still have the anxiety. So just like come and use it as a method to, you know, focus off of the shit that's bothering you and just get into something totally new. And that, you know, that kind of thinking is what's been instrumental, you know, me recovering from everything that I've had to recover from in my life. It's like thinking outside of the box and just rolling with it, going with the flow and seeing what would happen and what I can learn from people that I haven't been able to figure out on my own.
You know, they may get a little nervous and it might be a little uptightness about it, but I expect they're going to be proud of what they did. Proud just to show up and to get out of their zone because they're not actors. Well, I was very nervous at the beginning because we had very little time to rehearse. Luckily, we picked a fantastic director, and that director, who's used to working with people who are not professional actors, that director has pulled this together.
First of all, this is a reading, which means that our job is to make sure that these words are heard. Okay, we're storytellers. And as actors, our job is to interpret those words, is to try and figure out who these people are. We are doing a staged reading, which means that there will be some movement that will go with this to keep it interesting and exciting for the audience, also for ourselves. One of the things that I think is really important for you to understand, because I know how nerve-wracking this whole thing can be. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about so many things. I listen to the news occasionally when it's not too depressing, and I hear about post-traumatic stress syndrome. I hear about traumatic brain injuries. I don't know what that means.
So many really are unfamiliar of what it looks like. And for our veterans to share their story, to create new awareness, it gives people an understanding so that they can start to help more. And it gives our veterans some new purpose and meaning. I'm playing a gentleman who is in his journey of homecoming and dealing with the new normal of loss of certain cognitive functionings, of the new dynamic of relationship with his significant other, and the changes that have taken place there, and the changes that they're needing to prepare for in the future. What does it look like now for both of us? Really challenging, a lot of really big issues. Kate did an amazing job in this play. There is so much in it, so much that families are dealing with every day.
So I don't really have first-hand friends who are really the ones on patrol or, you know, saw the stuff that, you know, that you all had to go through. And
You don't have to be a hero to do something. So
yeah, that's true, yeah.
So your contribution is great no matter what it is. So you did something good, so you can be proud of it. So.
I want to just follow up on one comment that Therese made. She said something about she doesn't have any friends who have really fought. You do now.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like I do now too.
Isn't there an old Springsteen song? We skip round and round till half-past dawn. There's 57 channels and nothing's on.
1,000 cable channels, but there's nothing on. My high speed's monitored by the Pentagon.
That's the first time he's ever come out with anything that complicated.
Because it's song lyrics. Our memory for music gets stored in its own area.
The very fact that this was written by a civilian proves to me that someone gets it.
And I was flabbergasted at how close it was to my own life. And it's written by someone on the other side of the country who I'd never met. But it seems like she was recording it all the way through. So yes, it very much comes real.
So it was kind of hard when they asked me to be put in the role that I had spent so much time trying to block out and ignore.
Yeah, and she came up to me a little perplexed after we had read through the play for the first time, and she said, I have been trying to avoid this. I don't know, this hit too close to home.
It resonates so personally that my wife could not come watch because it is that close and that real to our own experiences.
A friend of ours named Dr. Chris Ann Gordon. Dr. Gordon has been working with brain-injured people for 30-some years, and she was volunteering at a VA hospital treating brain-injured soldiers. When she heard about the play and read about the play, she got in touch with Kate and she said, "How could you know what was really true? You wrote my life story." The VA fired her, essentially. They took her off the rolls for overdiagnosing brain injury. So Chris Ann became very excited about a play that could teach that message to the public. It's a tremendously dramatic and involving play. The people who come will be entertained as well as educated. And then we decided at the end of the play, people can leave if they want to, but the vets are going to stay on the stage.
Q&A?
Yeah, it's going to be a Q&A. The audience can ask questions, and if the vets are capable or willing, they will talk to the audience. So it's going to be a pretty comprehensive, very interesting experience.
So let's open it up. Is there anybody that would like to ask any questions of our cast here?
Can someone get us a beer?
That's what we love. We love you guys.
What role, if any, could a trauma therapist play?
As a doctor, I'm not a doctor, by the way. I've just seen lots of them. If I were a doctor, I would say, I have no idea what you've been through. Tell me so that way I can help you. And do that with every single veteran that you see, because every single veteran has seen something different.
Now, when I left the Marine Corps and I came home, I'd gone for fighting and defending freedom to working a 9-to-5 at a mattress shop. You know, that purpose and meaning that I once had was gone. And part of my recovery process, part of my journey was having to rediscover, having to redefine what my new mission statement was.
I'm hoping that it is going to be a therapeutic experience for them. They're not here to suffer. I'm telling them they're on a new mission to educate the public about what they've been through. Vets on a mission are really dedicated people. I expect it'll all go well, and they also enjoy being with each other.
I mean, we're doing something important, but I think ultimately, Jerry, his plan was to continue that healing with us here in this house.
The point of this is to help be the parachute for those folks that are trying to land so they don't have that hard landing.
It's sitting down talking to the other vets, Big Mike and Dan and Matt, that's what it's about.
I've had so much fun talking to you guys after the show last night and finding out how many of you actually kind of enjoyed last night.
Amber,
those of you that keep pretending like I'll never do this again. But call me if you.
Thank you for a fabulous evening.
Thank you. We could have not
So you're talking about it, yes. How can general public become involved?
Thank you for your question, sir. There is. Truth is, this is too big of a job for any one organization to do alone. 0.5% of the U.S. population who has been carrying the burden of 2 different wars for over a decade. What we need to do is exactly what you asked. Ask ourselves, how can we help? There's more than one way to serve. And that other 99.5%, we have to look at ourselves, at our communities, at our neighbors and say, how can I serve?
Hey,
It's harder.
I'm good at golf.
Yeah, you can do it. And there's a variety of ways. Time, treasure, talents. We all have skills and ability to do so. Whether that's, buying someone lunch, saying thank you, or contributing to a nonprofit who's doing serious work with veterans. There's a variety of ways to do so, and I encourage everyone to explore within your own hearts and decide what resonates for you and how that is to help. And then that way you're sharing the war with us. You're sharing the burden with us. And so everybody who came here tonight with even a shred of curiosity, whatever brought you here, you're coming here in that sense served us.
Paul, would you Paul, would you explain what Huts for Vets is and what Huts for Vets does?
Paul Anderson here. The play benefits Huts for Vets, which was founded last year, a year ago in January, for the idea of bringing veterans into the wilderness at the 10th Mountain Huts and offering nature and wilderness and camaraderie as healing opportunities and sort of as a way that vets can have a hand up getting back into civilian life.
If I can add to that, to donate to Huts for Vets, you can visit our website at any time, hutsforvets.org.
How many of you have done the Huts for Vets program? So, it's important.
Theater is a collaborative art. We all work in it together. No one is any more important than anyone else. And it's what we all bring to this. We're there for each other. We're a team here. We are all there. We all have each other's backs, right? I got your six, right? I learned that, okay? One of the things a lot of theaters do will say, have us look at each other in the eye and just say, I'm here for you, I'm here for you. You guys know that. Wonderful work done today and some great conversations. This was really an exciting day for me. To get to hear your stories and how you understand these characters and help me understand how to really develop these characters. It was a great day.
I don't think you need to separate a veteran from somebody standing next to him. There's no need to say, oh, you're a veteran, let me step back, let me praise the ground you walk on. You know, we didn't, and I'm serious, it may sound funny, but I'm serious, we didn't join for people to lay down a carpet for us. We joined for our own personal reasons.
We're just normal people. We got a lot to offer, so don't be afraid of a veteran, you know.
The leadership skills we bring to the table are pretty big. A lot of veterans need jobs. If you want to thank them by giving them a job, you know, not just saying, yeah, we'll interview you.
I'm so excited about this for the healing opportunity and for the awareness it's going to create in the audience. This is really going to be something spectacular.
It's a benefit for Huts for Vets. The play is called Make Sure It's Me. It was written by Kate Werner.
But the performances have been fantastic. I do a lot of readings at school and everything, and I think that everything has gone like super great. And just like I want you to know that this is totally art. This is totally legitimate art. Like this is high art in my opinion. Everything works on every level.
This is a beautiful project. It's an amazing thing that you're giving not only yourselves, but the audiences who are dying to hear this. They're so excited. Thank you from all of us. I mean, I can't even tell you what this last few days has been for me. It's been so exciting. I've so enjoyed getting to know you and spend time with you.
And if it weren't for these great people here, I don't know that I would have been able to make it through. Their comedy is what kept me together.
And when you walk on stage, pride. Pride in who you are, what you've done, and the fact that you are the first to do this incredible project. I'm incredibly proud of what you have accomplished in such a short amount of time, and I can't wait for the audience to see this, okay?
I couldn't take care of myself. She took care of me every step of the way. Some guys just end up lying there, nobody helping, nobody caring.
And the lights fade to black, end of play. Make Sure It's Me by Kate Werner.
Our author thought, well, there's one role that maybe you need an actor in, the prime role of the good doctor.
I just feel really honored to be a part of this and be exposed. You know, I listen to the media and all that crap, and I get really angry. But I don't do anything about it. I just get angry. Do you do this? And I feel like there's a reason that this happened. When Brad invited me to do this, and I feel guilty that I haven't ever really done anything before. But I feel like things come into your life for a reason at a certain time.
I think it's perfectly appropriate to get across the message. You don't have to be a vet to take care of vets. Everybody has talents and resources, and if we know that we have a debt to these people who sacrificed so much and are so wounded. So I love her being in the play as an example of somebody who's not a vet, but is committed to understanding them and giving back.
And I have not been through what they've been through.
together is that in my theatrical training, I'm asking them to dig deep into themselves and to find something that helps them to understand the character that they're portraying. Boy, did I not understand what I was asking 3.5 days ago.
It's been absolutely amazing working with these guys. But like I said last night, these are some of the most giving people I've ever had the pleasure of working with in a play, in a show. On stage, you can feel it. Everyone has each other's back, literally, and backstage too. And I just feel so thankful and so honored to be sharing the stage with these guys. So.
Thank you all very much for coming and supporting us. Thank you. It has the potential to be very difficult for veterans, but our producer is a clinical psychologist. He's amazing in working with PTSD and veterans. So he has the ability to hold a space for our veterans to explore within themselves, resonate, and project that energy, those feelings out to the audience. We're really unique, and I think anybody else would have a hard time replicating, so I think it is going to be absolutely powerful. Just the energy in the room is going to be undeniable.